I'm here at Collegiate High School with our latest high school male athlete of the week, presented by Great Clips and Distinct Inc. It is Maddox Drumright with Collegiate Baseball. In 4 games last week, you batted over 530, had a couple of home runs, a couple of doubles, and also gunned down a couple of individuals who were trying to steal on him, which is something that you love to see when you're a catcher. Off to a good start, to say the least. It's still early in the season, Maddox, but off to a good start. What allowed you to have such a good start last week?
I'd say just all my coaches and teammates just getting me back in the groove coming from basketball and only having 4 practices before the first game. But I'd like to shout them out.
Well, I'm glad that you brought that up right away because certainly successful year for collegiate basketball, winning a state championship. As you brought up, you only had a handful of practices, so I'm sure you're still shaking off the rust in some ways. But as you look to this year as a junior, been a part of this program for the last couple of years, going into your junior season, this is when you turn into an upperclassman. You take the next big leap, if you will, as an individual student athlete. What are your expectations going into this season at collegiate baseball?
Just to have a good season overall. We got some kids that are stepping up, and we needed them too, which is really good for us. And I just want to make a deep run in a postseason. Hopefully, get back to state like my older brother did.
Yeah, well, certainly a lot of success at collegiate. It's well documented. Collegiate baseball, Coach Gear has done a great job being the head coach. What's it like being coached by Coach Gear and the entire coaching staff here at collegiate?
It's sweet because Mike Gear, he came back this year after he retired, and it's just been good to work with him behind the dish and just have him there.
So you not only have to deal with one gear, you get to deal with both. So that could be, I guess, a little demanding, I suppose, in some ways. But they both love baseball, and they certainly have success.
Yes, for sure they do, but I mean, they're just trying to make me better and get me to the spot that I want to get to, and I'm grateful for that.
As a baseball player growing up, was catcher always the position for you, or were you looking somewhere else? What led you behind the dish? Because that's not always a desirable position to some, but you're playing it for collegiate. So have you always really wanted to be behind the dish as a baseball player?
When I was younger, I was never a catcher, and then I played for my older brother's team, and they needed a catcher, so they put me back there, and it just stuck with me, and I'm grateful for that.
The rest is history, as
Yep.
they say. The rest is history. Yeah, catching. I'm too tall to catch. I can't do that. My legs would just fall apart. That wouldn't be good. You certainly had a great week at the plate, but behind the dish, gunning down a couple of individuals. What's more exciting to you, hitting a home run or gunning someone down that's trying to steal on you as a catcher?
I'd say gunning someone down just because it brings more excitement to me. I mean, hitting, that's part of the game, but then catching, not everyone is able to be back there and have the chance to throw people out.
What were some of the things that you worked on in the off season as a baseball player? Are you trying to be maybe a little bit faster in terms of trying to gun down people? I know that's part of the game. Maybe trying to call a game a little bit better too. I know that's really important. That relationship with pitcher and catcher is such a big thing. I know nowadays there's more technology involved where someone's in your ear relaying signs. I know it's a little bit different nowadays, but what were some of the things that you were working on in the off season going into this season?
I'd say just like my exchange quicker, and then just at the plate, just be calm up there and just know that all my work that I put in is going to show up and I won't have to overthink anything.
When you look at this team, as you brought up, some guys have stepped up. You were telling me a little bit that some injuries have popped up, which that's no fun. You yourself, a guy who's battled through some injury as well. We'll talk about that here in a little bit. But as you look at the squad, how do you feel about this year's team? Certainly the expectations at Collegiate are always high. There's no doubt. You always want to go out there and try to win a state championship. But when you look at the squad, what are some of the things that stand out about this team?
We got some like good people, and then everyone that needed to step up is definitely doing their job, and we're just having a solid lineup all the way through. Defense is pretty good, and then everyone's just keeping each other up and not breaking each other down, which is good.
Got to ask about the basketball season. All right. Now, I know it's different for you because of the back injury that you had to deal with, which forced you to miss a good chunk of the season. But you come back for postseason play. you're in the state tournament and you're thinking, all right, this is it. Can we go out there and get the job done? And you put up over 100 points in the first game, and it's like, oh, yeah, things are going to be fine here at Collegiate. But you go on and win the state championship. How thrilling was that for you to be able to go out there and win a state title?
It was fantastic because, I mean, I haven't done it in basketball. I haven't even made it to state until this year. And then I've only done it with tennis. So it was just completely different. And it being mainly a team sport, it was just awesome to be with everyone.
Now, the back injury that sidelined you for a little bit, how painful was that to just not be out there and participate and be a part of the team during the course of the regular season?
It was brutal because I was just sitting on the end of the bench, just sitting there having to watch the game, and everyone was saying, like, when would I be back and everything, and it was just, I didn't really know the timeline just because it's brutal injury, but got it done.
Well, it's a back injury. Back injuries always seem to linger. I mean, you're young. Just wait till you get to 35 and you wake up and your back hurts. Like, those are things that happen on a regular basis, but your injury a little bit more severe. But when you got back, how challenging was it to just get back in rhythm, to kind of get things up and going once again? And here you are still kind of really navigating through that as someone who only had 4 baseball practices. So it feels like you're probably still just trying to shake everything off. But what was it like getting back, and how challenging was it to really get back to a point where you felt like that you were being a major contributor out there on the floor?
It was pretty challenging because when I had my injury, I wasn't able to run or anything, so the conditioning kind of got to me. Especially the couple first games, but after that, I kind of got back into my groove, and it was barbecue chicken from there.
Barbecue chicken from there. Love it. Absolutely love it. After winning the state championship, what was running through your brain? As you brought up, this is the first time you got the state, first time you won a state championship, other than obviously the success that you've had in some other areas. So what was it like as soon as the clock reached 0? I mean, what were some of the initial thoughts that you had out there on the floor?
It was just time to celebrate. I mean, we got the job done in good fashion. We got not that close of a game, but
Yeah.
it was a fun game, and it's just fun to celebrate with the team and everyone.
Yeah. Well, along the journey, though, you faced a team that almost felt like they were kind of the team of destiny a little bit because of what they did, and what was it, a triple overtime game in which they back and forth, just big shot after big shot, and they hit the buzzer beater and move on. So you're probably thinking, wow, this is a team of destiny in some ways, but you guys seem like you're locked in from the get-go.
Yeah, we were pretty good. I mean, Seabass, he was carrying us, and it was just fun to be on his team and not the other side of it.
Got that right. At what point in the season, of course, you were banged up, but was there any moment along the way in the regular season where you looked at the team and you thought, you know what, we got something here. We got a chance to go out there and win a state championship?
I'd say the way we battled back after the Capen game, and we were down pretty big, and then we battled back into 5, which showed us that we had some grit, and even though if we got down, we'd be able to come back and get to where we wanted to go.
Now, you're wearing Shocker gear, so I have to bring up Wichita State. Certainly you have a family loaded with Wichita State Shockers, which is exciting. You're telling me that you're going to go and play baseball for Wichita State, for Brian Green and that entire coaching staff. How exciting is that? What sold you on being a Wichita State Shocker? Of course, maybe the family history helps out a little bit, but there's got to be a little bit more to it than just that.
Yeah, I'd say family helped out a ton and just being home. But, I mean, the coaching staff, there's a really solid staff there. I just love the head coach and all the coaches he's brought in. And I'm just happy to be a Shocker.
Yeah, to say the least. And BG, he's a lovely guy. Your thoughts on just BG? I love the way that he approaches things, just his outlook on life, his outlook on baseball. I feel like he's got a kind of a unique way of looking at things a little bit. So what in particular stands out about BG?
I'd say just how personal he is and how he wants to make a connection with you and not just recruit you and then not talk to you again. He recruited me and then just kept talking to me and wanted me to get in and go to the camps and stuff and just get better.
Absolutely love it. Well, Maddox, appreciate your time. Congrats on getting a scholarship and following your family footsteps. That's rather exciting. And congratulations on last week. And best of luck to you the rest of the way. Continue to have good health with that back. And hopefully you can end this year with a state championship. So appreciate you, Maddox.
Thank you.